One of the biggest things you can say, like, you took from, it don't have to be intimate if you know, but in your most intimate relationships or connections, you know, what's like the one thing that you want to share that you learned about yourself through them?
That I'm worthy. That I'm worthy, because I think, I'm not going to tell you how long I've been with my husband because it's been forever, but we have a 25-year-old, so that should give you a thingy. But I think maybe within the last maybe 5 years, I've started to realize how much my husband loves me and that I am worthy of that love. Because when you grow up with trauma and things, you always feel that you're less than and you're not good enough. And for me, one day I just realized, and it really like broke me down, that he really loves me and I deserve it. You know, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to have somebody feel that way. And I don't know why it was so earth-shattering, because like I said, we were a 25-year-old. This has been like within the last few years that I just really kind of felt the power of it, and it just kind of made me break down. But when you feel so long in your life that you're not worthy of something good, and for somebody to actually genuinely love you without any, you know, necessarily any games or manipulations or, you know, guilt tripping or anything, like this person honestly loves you and you're worthy of all of that. And I don't think we tell our girls that enough. That they're worthy of having good things and having someone be good to them without necessarily looking for something from them, and having it be a purely symbiotic relationship where you're giving to each other. So that's what I learned about myself.
I'll say kind of similar. I didn't realize that being loved by somebody scared me. Like, it was very scary for me. Like, I think therapy got super intense once I started like really like, I'm probably in like my first like real relationship, like real one, without, everybody had their stuff, but I'm talking about that's not rooted in like codependency, or this person is validating me because they make me feel desired even though it ain't even this attachment. Like, this is probably like the first time. And so it was like these feelings that were trying to come up out of me that I probably haven't experienced since before I was traumatized. So it was like I was getting confused between what was my anxiety and what was fear and what was me about to self-sabotage and what really was maybe I need to have a talk with somebody. Like, it was very hard, it was clouded. And so I think the one thing I learned about myself through the relationship is that I'm the prize. It's not what I can provide. It's not that I can do all these things, or that I look a certain way, or that I'm the ideal whatever. Like, just me. Like, what? Because I wake up and show up, this person likes just that person. Has none, the other stuff is just an additional bonus. I had to like detach myself from feeling like I have to show up in a certain way to prove like, this is why you need to choose me. Like, I'm the best candidate, like whatever. So I would say I had to learn to remove where my validation was rooted in. Like, I really had to validate myself, because this person that I was dealing with was not gonna, it was, being that it was the healthiest that I had been in, it won't gonna work what I was used to. So when I didn't feel validated in a codependent way, it would make me think, well, oh my God, maybe this person, no, it was like, no, like, I don't operate like that. And that's why you even thinking like that. So it was like, I had to really reconstruct completely like how I thought about love and how I viewed myself. And I was like, why does love scare me? Like, I shouldn't be scared of it. So it was like learning to understand, like he said, like, I deserve like love. Like, not only do I deserve it, I need it. Like, my being crazy, and I give it. So why the hell should I not receive it? So it was like being validated and becoming like extremely self-aware of who I am, so that it don't matter what happens. I know what real love feel like, whether it's 3 years I experienced it, or some months, or if it's lifelong. This is the love I experienced in that time, and I don't have to attach to it for whatever reason. Like, I can just experience it, and it's okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna love me regardless. It don't matter. So
I resonate with that. Beyond what I could ever imagine, and I had to learn, like, basically what both of you guys said, but then also like stop trying to not self-sabotage. Stop trying to sabotage.
Yeah.
I will sabotage at the beginning stages because I feel like at least I know like my life can go as normal.
Yeah.
I know that if you hurt me, I don't have to go through whatever phase we gonna have to go through. I have definitely been the one to text a guy out the blue, and every time I felt uncertain, I'm like, nah. Like, and it's honestly what you said, like they will fight for you. Like when a man really loves you, he gonna fight. Yeah. He gonna fight and be like, no, like we're not doing that. And that to me, I think again, I don't know if it's trauma or not. I don't think it's trauma. I don't know, because I still haven't even been able to identify if I really went through a traumatic experience. But I will say that sometimes not getting as much validation as I wish I would have gotten makes me sometimes feel like I'm unworthy of love. And I can literally tell when I'm not loving myself right, because I feel it. Like I feel depleted. I feel like, girl, you not showing yourself no love, you know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to receive it from somebody else when you don't always feel it. So what I've learned from relationships is let a man lead and let him, if he say he do, then he do, and don't panic just because he may have not text you, and don't just use your defense mechanism of, oh, he ain't touched back in an hour, or he ain't touched back in 2. He could really be working, but because you want to not trust and you just looking for an out, then you gonna say, okay, you know what, I think it's best if we just cut this off, because I don't trust you. And it's like, that's whack, and it's not fair, and it's not giving them a fair shot. But that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning, because I ain't learned it. I'm learning it. I'm trying to unlearn, like, just to I need to learn how to trust. I do not trust. I don't even think I trust myself, and that might be why it's so hard to trust them. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I learned.
Well, we deprive people of normally we deprive ourselves of. Wow. That's I have my child told me that.
I'm gonna need for you to not be my therapist right now.
I'm sorry. My son told me that.
We deprive. Let's just say that one more time.
What we deprive people of, like you said, you don't trust people. It's normal because you don't trust yourself. Because when you trust yourself, you don't even connect. Your being won't let you connect with somebody that your spirit don't trust. When you trust you. So when you don't trust, it's something. It don't have to be major. It could be just one thing about yourself you don't trust. But I have learned, like, because I would find myself if Ezra just maybe it's just a defiant day. He just in whatever mood he don't want to. I felt like I found myself kind of not depriving him of love, but it was like, nope, until you straighten up, I'm shutting off. Like, you don't stop. Love does not cut off because you're trying to teach somebody a lesson. It's like I was an extremist. I didn't know how to, like, even the sex thing. If I'm mad, we not fucking. That's something not anymore. But it used to be. Like, but same, like kind of the same synopsis. I didn't know how to operate in different parts of me if one thing was off. So it's like I kind of feel like I'm going on a tangent now, but with my son I figured out, like, I didn't want him doing this behavior because I remember what I went through when I acted this way, and it was like I was deprived of love during that time. I didn't feel like I was worthy because I was behaving this way. So when I seen him behaving that way, I'm thinking I'm teaching him a lesson by being like, no, I'm just, you know, whatever, but I'm deprived. Like, it was not healthy. And so he taught me, I had to look at myself, and I'm like, dang, I'm mad at him, but I did that same shit, or I operate that same way, and that's why I'm so frustrated, because I don't want him to, but I'm doing it too. So I had to, like, okay, first fix yourself, bitch. Go apologize, and then fix how you deal with it from now on. So like, he's like my biggest teacher.
Cool, child.
I would say mine is learning that I feel like people help me with stuff. And I always give my ex props for this to the day I die. He literally said a line to me one time, and it stuck with me for the rest of my life, even though, you know, he's my ex for a reason, but I've learned to carry it to my marriage. I was going through something in college. It was like really, really, really bad. And so because I had always been in a role of, I was kind of like my parents' relationship therapist for them. So even though I was close to them and I talked to them about everything, I still always had this pressure on me that I had to carry a lot of stuff. So I was one of those people who, I'll be good, and one little thing happened and I would like explode. And the upset would not match the situation. People would be like, what in the fuck just happened? And it would be because I had been carrying so much stuff and I just wouldn't tell anybody. So he told me one line and he was just like, Spence, you know, you don't have to keep getting in a boxing ring by yourself all the time. And I was like, that is so true. And I expect people to let me in. And it's like, even the people closest to me, I just wouldn't say anything. I would just bottle it up, and whenever the shit came out, it just came out, and it just was what it was. So now having a husband who is supportive, who knows when I'm upset, who knows when I'm lying about being upset, I just make it my business to share and express myself, just to get it out, because I know what it's like to carry stuff, and literally feel like you are just existing, or you just explode because you have just gotten to, your threshold has been met. You can't hold anything else. But like Shawana just said, I did not trust people to be there for me, for various reasons. So for me, it was kind of like, if I don't tell you, I don't have that upset of you not showing up. So that was kind of the way that I lived my life for a very long time. So now I just make it my business that if somebody is trying to be there for me, I know they're genuine, I will at least say what's going on, or I say I don't want to talk about it, but I'll end up telling them later. So just, you know, letting people help me when I need help.
I'm sorry, I got lost. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just, you just get
Going to the finish line, y'all.
I can say to make sure you're receiving as much as you're getting. Because I give and I give and I give and I love, but it's always like, man, I'm not getting back as much as I'm giving. And then it's like, well, why not?
Yeah.
But it's because, well, I gave so much, what do you feel like they should give you? So just make sure you're receiving as much as you're giving.
I would put mine somewhat in the same way as what you were saying, but more so just the same love I'm giving the other person, I'm pouring back into myself also.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'll give, and he'll pour in when he can, and I just, in my head, it's not enough. It's like, I know I deserve more than this. And it's like, I shouldn't depend on you to make me feel this way. Even though we're in a relationship and you're doing what you can, like, me being with myself and just loving on me should be enough. You should just be the bonus, should just be the add-on. So just me loving on myself with having you there is what I've learned from my previous relationship. Well, my relationship, so yeah.
Why do I just feel so emotional?
Because it's beautiful.
Right. Like, I just feel like I can relate. I just want to ask though, do y'all feel that when you don't trust people to come through for you, that's also a part of the giving thing? Is maybe we give so much because we feel like we want to prove that we're worthy of love?
Absolutely. That's been my experience.
For me, it was not feeling seen. I felt like I wasn't, I felt like unappreciated a lot, and just like looked over. Like, but in the same token, I know you're gonna come through though. If it's some shit, I'm gonna come to you. But when it's like, when shit is smooth or when shit is easy, it's like the same person you know to come to in the case of emergency or that's gonna have your back. It's like when I want the easy and the calm, you know, connection with whoever, it was like I got looked over. So it was like I felt like I had to like show up and show, look, I'm this great person, like stuff like that. So I know it was for me before, like trying to like, hey, look at me, see me, like see me.
We just had this conversation last week. And I told Shawana that there are still parts of me that I struggle with as far as feeling like I'm good enough, specifically in friendship. I've always had this confidence in, I guess, me as a person and me being a wife or a girlfriend. But because I've had so many negative experiences in friendship, which stems from a traumatic relationship of mine, I have always struggled with, okay, I can just show up as like who I am and I'm good. So mine is rooted in the, if I like do all this stuff, like I'm gonna be like your favorite like best friend. So yeah, it took me up until maybe like last year to kind of just be like, okay, I'm good, like, you know, who I am is good. But that has always been a struggle area for me, like my whole entire life.
That's so emotional, y'all.
That's always been a struggle area for me. So, yeah.
I'm really emotional right now. I just want to go home and write in my journal.
Do it. I mean, speaking of, we got Spitch journal right there. And that's Tasha's journal. That's Tasha's journal.
Well, we have come to the end of our episode. I want to thank you ladies for being a part and for being transparent and for just sharing your gifts with the world. I guess if y'all want to plug anything you're doing, your Instagram, whatever, go ahead. Anything you're working on, go ahead.
Or if you just want to leave a nugget.
Yeah,
give something.
But give something at the end. Go ahead.
Wait.
And Nikki and J. Kill both got business.
I was like,
what are they waiting for? Okay, Nikki, you go ahead. Okay, get started.
Well, somebody, y'all can book a photography session with me and follow me on Instagram or on Facebook at Honey Love Photography. On Instagram, it's HoneyXLovePhotography. So, yes.
And Nikki is very good at what she does.
Wonderful. And I'm happy to know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have a podcast. It's called The Whole Story Sundays.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. So this is a mental health based podcast with spiritual components because I'm spiritual. I do incorporate just day-to-day life, like something like the brown skin blueprint. So we will talk about, like, you know, sex and friendships and boundaries. Hence the episode I did with Brittany, and I love it. To this day, one of my faves. I have an episode coming up with Shawana, and we talking about trauma. So yeah, so basically it's just very raw, very open. It's very healing for me because as I'm doing the podcast, I'm learning so much about who I am as a person. Actually more. But anyways, follow me on Instagram, the holistic one. My other Instagram, The Whole Story Sundays. Facebook, Shaquille Gilchrist. My other Facebook is The Whole Story Sundays Podcast. Yeah, that's it. And whole, like WHOLE, like the whole story.
I love the way.
Yes. So that's it. No gems, because we dropped them off, man.
So I guess as always, we just want to thank y'all for rocking with us, and I really enjoyed this. I'm again like thank y'all. Follow us at the Brown Skin Blueprint on everything. Period. There's no period, but period. And we will see you next time. Oh, follow us on YouTube and subscribe. You know, prepare this. We did in season 2. We in recap season right now, but we are excited for what we're going to bring you for season 3. So stay tuned. Bye.